So today, July 17th, the Crimean bridge was attacked again. This is not the first case. On October 8 last year, a truck filled with explosives was blown up on the bridge. 4 people died, 2 spans of the road part of the bridge collapsed. Then Russia blamed Ukraine and announced retaliatory strikes by bombing the Ukrainian energy sector. Later, the Security Service of Ukraine stated that the bridge was blown up by its efforts. It is known about today's incident that traffic has been closed on the bridge since the night. The Russian authorities of Crimea and the Ministry of Transport of Russia announced an emergency in the area of the 145th support. The nature of the incident was not named. But according to Russian telegram channels, there were 2 explosions on the bridge at night and 2 spans were damaged. One in the direction of Taman was destroyed, the second in the direction of Kerch sank. The Russian authorities of the peninsula suggested that all motorists who intended to travel to Russia should take a detour along the land corridor. Judging by the video, the railway part of the bridge is not damaged. On the road, according to the Russian Ministry of Transport, the road surface is damaged. Also on the bridge, according to official reports, a husband and wife from Belgorod, their daughter, who was sitting in the back seat of the car, died in intensive care. In Russia, for several hours after the incident, they called the incident an emergency. However, soon the Russian authorities officially announced the act of terrorism on the Crimean bridge. The statement was circulated by the National Anti-Terrorism Committee. He claims that the bridge was attacked by 2 Ukrainian surface drones around 3 in the morning. The same version was originally distributed by Russian telegram channels. They announced an attack by surface drones, specifying that fragments of jet skis were found in the area of the 145th support of the Crimean bridge. The Russians assume they have been upgraded into explosive drones. They go to the target almost underwater, looking out to the surface only a few centimeters, Russian telegram channels write. The Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that American and British intelligence agencies were involved in the decision to strike the Crimean bridge. Decisions are made by Ukrainian officials and the military with the direct participation of US and British intelligence agencies and politicians. The US and Britain are in charge of the terrorist state structure Moscow SIS. Information about the drone attack was also given by the Ukrainian media, citing their sources. According to them, the strike was carried out by surface unmanned aerial vehicles. The operation was carried out by the Security Service of Ukraine with the participation of the Ukrainian Navy. Officially, Ukraine did not confirm its participation in this. Operational Command South suggested that the damage to the Crimean bridge was a Russian provocation in order not to renew the Green Deal, which expires today, July 17. Given the unprecedented security measures that the Russians have been taking for a long time around the Crimean bridge, they, in all likelihood, controlled the whole situation, and it will continue to unfold according to the scenario they themselves programmed, said the Speaker of the Operational Command Gumaniek. At the same time, the main intelligence directorate of Ukraine commented on the situation in the style of approval, but without confirmation of Ukrainian participation. One can only quote the words of the head of the main intelligence directorate, Budanov, that the Crimean bridge is a superfluous structure there. Andrei Yusuf, spokesman for the department, said later the Security Service of Ukraine directly hinted at its participation in the new undermining of the Crimean bridge, publishing a poem that the bridge went to sleep, and clarifies that the music is folk and the words are the Security Service of Ukraine. In approximately the same way, the Security Service of Ukraine reacted to the last blown up of the bridge in the fall of 2022 and later officially confirmed that it had organized it. A separate question: where were the drones launched to strike the bridge? If they were launched from the ports of Ukraine, then they would have to go a very long way rounding the Crimea. It is not known if these devices have such a power reserve. According to another version, which is actively discussed in Russian telegram channels, the drones could have been launched from one of the civilian ships which were located relatively close to the bridge, after the previous attack on the Crimean bridge in October 2022.